Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dungeon of the Mad Mage, Session 51. We are back from break. Thank you for waiting patiently for us. So, before we actually jump back into where we left our heroes, I do want to notate that everyone can add 725 experience
Wow.
for the Mind Flayer Ambush. Okay. And so, we come back, right, well, the scene fades back in a few moments after, right, the awkward situation where you guys kind of get called out, happens, right? There's this moment where it's very clear that Droon is kind of weirded out by you guys and is slightly suspicious now at this point. And the rest of the guild members kind of like segregate themselves away from you. You guys are left over towards the northwestern side, near a couple of different bedrolls. Nathaniel is still over at the door, but what is it you want to do at this point, or are you sleeping? Like, what's going on?
Ashes, why don't you sit down in the corner and take yourself a breather?
I go to the corner and take myself a breather. I go sit down and
breathe.
Breathe. Purr.
Maybe for a number of minutes. I don't know.
30 to 45 minutes. 45 minutes to an hour.
So are they all just like staring at us awkwardly now?
No, I mean, after that little like altercation or confrontation, right? They're not staring at you. The majority of the people have gone back to doing whatever it is they were doing, right? The thugs to the south are finishing up counting coin. The Minotaurs are just kind of like standing there. They seem like it's possible that the Minotaurs are kind of like half dozing, right? But they're just kind of like standing there, arms crossed, backs against the wall. The spectator keeps flying around. Occasionally it dips near one of you guys and kind of like makes an annoyance out of itself. But it feels as though the general air here, as it's lessened in the tension, but they've made it clear that they think you're weird, so they've kind of like moved away from you and left you to your own corner of the room.
It's really hurtful. I heard this organization was really big on inclusion.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Can you fog up a mirror?
That's gonna...
You're included.
It's gonna complicate the whole finding information thing.
What does Nathaniel look like he's doing currently?
Nathaniel actually has like a little knife out and is picking grit out from under his fingernail. Leaning up against the wall.
Ezrah will kind of skirt around Matashtai and approach.
Yep. Kind of like grunts.
I think Matt's gonna walk around thugging out.
Thugging out?
Yeah, we put on some fucking some lo-fi hip hop beats to chill to and study.
I just like
so
walking around.
Bones starts beatboxing.
No, dude, that's so weird. I don't want them to think I'm more weird.
That's what I'm like. I'm trying to.
Hold up. Wait, what made it more weird? The lo-fi hip hop beats?
No, just the beatbox.
That will fight you.
Just the beatboxing. Fair enough.
Look, bro, if you can't get down with lo-fi hip hop beats to chill and study to, like, what are you doing?
That's true.
Yeah, you just suck at studying.
Absolutely.
Didn't that dude like lose his streaming privilege on YouTube for a while? And there was like an uproar.
Which
I have no idea what dude you're referring to.
There's a streamer that always does lo-fi.
Is it the guy who has the person sitting at the desk and
Yep.
like
Yep, it's a
Yeah.
someone at a desk writing.
Yeah, this I'm a sorry stream. You can't
So,
see this
yeah,
picture.
sorry, stream. You got to
This is-
deal with
this
us
is-
going on tangent.
This is for subscribers only.
I thought that was just
but-
isn't that just a YouTube video?
No, that's a stream.
Yeah,
It's
that's
that is
stream.
also the icon for the Spotify playlist that I use.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure is,
yeah.
Same one.
It's created by Chilled Cow.
That's
Oh.
the streamer. That's him
There you go.
Yeah.
or her. I don't know.
Or them.
So that it is honestly hands down the best lo-fi hip hop music playlist to listen to. Carry on with the D&D. Sorry.
All right. Moving along. So, Ezra, you approach Nathaniel. Nathaniel kind of grunts, right? As you approach, like acknowledging your presence. And he speaks in kind of like hushed voices. So there's chatter in the room, right? So he's not talking so quietly as to be like whispering to you, but he's talking quietly enough that that like he's not making a big loud proclamation or anything. So he kind of says, you and your friends sure know how to make things a little weird, huh?
Ezra kind of clears his throat real quick. Yeah, there's a presence about us. We do what we come for. We're pretty good. But when things get a little dull, we tend to be unique. Speaking of, there doesn't happen to be a spot where some cards or dice or, if we can keep ourselves distracted, that's always the...
You're free to start up a game yourself. I doubt any of the gents will join you. Maybe if you're here for a day or two.
In the city, is there a spot?
Oh, you can find a couple places, I'm sure. I mean, the tavern was open. Probably get a game going there. Otherwise, you'd always look up another one. But, well... people aren't always the quickest with strangers here.
Understandable. The Underdark is a interesting place, the Undermountain.
Yeah.
Well, I was hoping to find him at a spot. Maybe you could help me. I'm looking for acquaintance. Tends to be more towards the dice and cards, but things and such.
I play on the occasion. Maybe I can, maybe I can't.
Yeah. Dwarven fellow, Dwargar. Folk by the name of Ormir Iron Eye. Ring any bells?
Oh no, Hormir. Can't think of one at least.
Damn.
Sorry.
Yeah. No. I told him and his crew were rolling through town, but you got nothing. I get my eyes open. I'm gonna insight check to see if he's
Roll an insight check.
fucking with me.
Fucking with you.
He didn't seem to have any reaction when you said the name Hormir. It didn't
That would have been
seem
more triggering Iron Eye than Ormir.
didn't seem as though he really had anything. When you mentioned that they were a Dwargar, right? He kind of like, made a little bit of like a why are you asking me kind of face, right, type thing. But he didn't seem to show any sort of recognition towards the name.
Gotcha. this place get any more crowded as the night goes on?
Not normally. And it's right at that point that you hear this. And Nathaniel kind of like looks over and he says, "Oh, all right. Wanna get out of the way?"
Gladly.
Scoozy.
Kind of like he steps over and he does the whole
Password.
yeah, the how many eyes does the Xanathar have, right? And you hear a muffled from the other side, as many as there are stars in the sky.
So,
And
7.
Side note, what a terrible passcode if you were like trying to hide this as a Xanathar building.
I mean, the city is like 90% Xanathar owned, so
I mean, sure, but like that's like the worst kind of code you could have.
Yeah, but they're like a comical fantasy guild, not a, real structure. Like, if they were intelligent about it, then adventurers would never find them. Like, you guys would never find
I mean,
them.
agree to disagree. We find the Yakuza.
You find the Yakuza.
We as in a race. Get out of here.
I'm not talking about the race. I'm talking about you smart boys.
I feel like I probably could, if needed, if given enough time.
You'd find them with a fucking knife in the back. Dumb.
I didn't say it was a good idea.
Okay, so there's a response at the door, right? And Nathaniel kind of like opens the door, and there's a couple of individuals standing there. And Nathaniel kind of looks over at Drew and says, "All right, they're here." And there's a little bustle of activity, and you guys are kind of like not shoved out of the way, right? But you're kind of like pushed over to the side, right? As people come walking back and forth through the building. And it's an exchange. Well, I say exchange. There's not really much of an exchange going on. It's they start carrying the bags of money that they had been counting to these people that have now arrived, and these people take them and they leave.
What does people look like?
They look like much of what you've already seen. Mostly human, a small spattering of other races, half elf there, an elf here, all wearing similar gear, right? They're decked out as thugs, right?
I also want to follow them, find out where Area 2 is. Maybe that's where the Iron Eye.
Well, I've got a fucking great idea.
Uh-oh.
While all this activity is happening, I stealthily, as if I hold it in my hand, and then like put my water skin. I take a drink, but I drink the potion of mind reading.
Ooh, okay. Potion of mind reading. Cool.
Dope. Good move.
I'm detecting thoughts, bros.
Trixie.
Trixie. Okay, so potion of mind reading gives you detect thoughts with a save DC of 13. So for the duration, you can read the thoughts of certain creatures when you cast the spell, and as your action on each turn until the spell ends, you can focus your mind on any one creature you can see within 30 feet of you. The creature you choose has an intelligence of 3 or lower. It doesn't fucking work. You learn service thoughts, and as an action, you can probe deeper. If you probe deeper, the target might feel you.
Feel you.
Right? Okay, so who do you want to be detecting?
All right, first I'm gonna detect. I'm gonna detect old Nathaniel because he was just talking about the Iron Eyes.
Okay.
Maybe he's thinking about him.
Nathaniel's immediate surface thoughts go to the interaction that is currently happening right now, right? His surface thoughts are the exchange. A little early tonight, and I hope we have enough. Been getting a little arsey things here lately.
Okay. Probably don't want to go deeper.
He also seems to have a surface thought of like wanting food and interested in being done with his shift in the near future.
I see. Okay. I poke Ezra. Ezra, go ask that guy about Iron Eyes. Random guy. It doesn't matter. Any of them's not Nathaniel.
I kind of walk in front of a guy, not paying attention, kind of bump into him.
Okay, so there's a small like little oof, right?
Just
Watch
say
where
the
you're
word.
going. What are
Get-
you
get- get
doing?
thinking about it.
Get out of my way.
I'm sorry. You look familiar. Iron Eye?
Mind read.
Familiar.
Oh, no,
Iron Eye.
I'm sorry.
Get the
I'm sorry.
fuck off. Get out of the way. We're working.
I'm working here.
I'm walking here. The guy's surface thoughts are, who the fuck is this random asshole that just walked into me? I should beat his ass. He has no response to the Iron Eye concept.
All right, mark that guy as an asshole.
Mark
What-
that
what-
guy
what's
as
your-
an asshole.
It's still been marked.
He's an asshole.
Okay, fucking. I do Droon now.
Okay. Question.
Answer.
These are all
Was that little spat that just happened there? Was that like a quick little bump, or did you like step out in front of people and hold the line up, or what was happening there?
It was meant to be a brief tap, like
Gotcha. Okay.
not.
Then okay. You make the connection to Droon's mind. And Droon's mind, his surface thoughts are he could really use a stout drink right now. His surface thoughts are along the lines of, they raise my pay again or they raise the sum again one more time, and I swear I'm just gonna right. But that seems to be mostly what he's focused on. He's got that kind of like money's being taken away from him, and he's kind of got that quintessential dwarven greed trigger happening right now.
Dwarven greed. It sounds like he's emotionally compromised.
He's
I'd like
angry
to
and
probe
annoyed.
deeper. That sounds like emotionally compromised to me.
Okay. Why are you specifically talking about emotionally compromised?
Because it says they auto fail if they're in an emotional state.
No, he's not. He's not in an emotional state. He's annoyed.
Typical
Oh
Zach.
my god. Absolutely. That's why I questioned. That's why I was like, okay, let me probe deeper on this. Why are you saying that, Zach?
I love how he always has a subtle line of paranoia when it comes to us.
I have to.
Look,
Oh
you
my goodness.
specifically said that he was Dwarven greeding out, alright? Oh shit, okay.
Where does it say
What is-
emotional state?
It fails you. If it fails, you get insight.
No, see,
Okay,
it's
greed.
not it fails if it's in an emotional
Oh,
state. You
My
fuck.
bad. I read like half of that and thought I knew what it said.
Get out of here.
I think
But
it should fail if it's in an emotional
but-
state, personally.
but you probe deeper. Okay.
Yeah,
Now
I'm
this is
getting
where we
down-
get caught and it all goes to
getting-
shit.
Getting in there, bro. Oh
We
yeah,
got-
for sure. What does this spell even do?
We could have just gone to sleep.
Okay.
in the
So
household of our enemy.
That's not what we do.
a wisdom saving throw against a DC 13.
Yeah, fuck off.
Bones probes deeper.
The ruse continues.
Okay, so let's see. If it fails, you gain insight into its reasoning, if any, its emotional state, and something that looms large in its mind, such as something it worries over, loves, or hates.
Yeah, also maybe some assholes that were like bothering him about a certain clan. Maybe.
As you probe deeper, right, your vision, your clarity kind of like snaps away. You kind of like close your eyes for a moment because your focus in this kind of like deep dive, you almost like have an out of body experience, right?
Deep dive.
And you find yourself amidst a whirl, a collage of
Yeah, I didn't read the
thoughts
part
and,
where either way it knows now.
and images.
Oh well.
Right? And you get a number of different things, right? You get a better understanding of what his current state is and why it is the way it is. It becomes clear to you that Droon runs this bar and he is a part of the Xanathar Guild, but the Xanathar Guild is basically like a pyramid scheme. Everything just goes back into the guild, right? So like he's a guild member running a bar for guild members, and they're paying the money they make as a guild bar for guild members back to the guild. So it's his the amount that he has to pay, the cut that he gets, right? He's basically having to pay more and more and more, it seems like to him, and he's getting frustrated. He's getting angry over things. But there are a number of other things going on in his life that loom large in his mind, and it's actually. So you get the flash of the annoying adventurers that kind of like bothered him, but it's less. There's not much focus on that. It's actually the that kind of like flits across, but it's followed. The attention turns to something that he actually focuses on, and that is a woman. And in his mind, you basically get this this yearning to see Skella again.
Damn.
Oh, thank God.
Skill is a woman, guys. We
Thank
figured it. We
God.
cracked the case.
That's it. The information we needed.
All right, let's leave.
Stella. Campaign over. We win.
And you get from the deep dive, right? You get that yearning, the wish to see Skella again, and the hope that her expedition to the Lost level
God damn it.
is successful.
Fuck. All right. Well,
All right, well, probably gonna have to go to the lost level then. I don't know.
wait a minute. Is Falk here?
What?
Garug. Never mind. We're good.
All
Those
right,
names
well,
don't match up. I don't know. It might be the same, but the names don't match up.
What are you talking about?
So
But
we have
Matashtai has
quest.
another quest.
Missing clanmate, Falkir. Falkir and his group were looking for a dwarven burial ground on the lost level. Garug is the dwarf who requested we look for them.
I have no idea who that is.
It's a person that Matashtai met in the Yawning Portal while he was carousing one night.
Okay, well, they're all about to know this just happened, so all right then.
What do you say we get out of here?
I don't know how to communicate that in this state that I'm currently in, so
I need him to roll an intelligence saving throw or an intelligence check contested
Let's
by
go.
your intelligence check.
So, not gonna lie, kind of want to fight.
if it succeeds, the spell ends. Either way, the target knows.
No, you don't want to fight. You want to
definitely already knows.
on your stun list.
I want to stun some minotaurs.
Okay, whatever. Intelligence check. That's the I one. I've rolled it. Yep, that's pretty high.
So he does.
Jig is up.
So he knows, right? And in
Is there a stream of these debt collectors coming in and out? How many are there? Can I get a little bit of a...
Yeah, are their numbers doubled and we just don't see it right now?
Xanathar comes busting out of the room in the back.
I mean, he's in
thought he was kidding?
his 10 foot by 10 foot little cubby.
Yep. No, that's how big Xanathar is. That's it.
so there are
Boy.
6 thugs that are a part of this detail, this money collection detail, that are in
This is
some sort of process of carrying bags out. Right?
Sure.
So,
As one would be.
as one would be. There's a sudden shout from Droon, right? As the probing happens, right? And he becomes aware, and he what in the hell? And so he calls out, and then he stops and he looks straight over at Bones, right? And you see just raw fury in his eyes,
Oh shit.
right?
Yeah,
And he
yeah.
kind of like
Huh.
looks
Sorry.
around. He looks around at the people next to him, right? At the thugs passing sacks through the room, and
Oh god.
he kind of like his fists clench at his sides, and he stomps across the room towards Bones.
Can I... Oh, God. Well, this is probably not going to go well. I'm going to fucking try it anyway. I'm going to telepathically speak to him. And I'll say... Wasn't him.
He stops dead in front of Bones. Right? And in his mind, he replies, and you see him physically just grind his teeth, right? He says, "I know that," and he's saying in his head, right, telepathically, "I know that's a lie."
Then why didn't you do it before now?
I'm as confused as he is.
Well, I mean, if he could read minds, why did he try to do it now? Why didn't he do it when we walked in?
Are you saying Bones wasn't the one, or he?
Yeah, I was saying Bones wasn't the one.
Yeah. So he's saying he knows he knows that's a lie because the magic literally
Shows
traced
who
its
it
way
is.
back to Bones in his
Oh,
mind.
I didn't know it tells you who did it. I thought
Well,
it makes
yeah,
you know
it's
that it
like
was done.
the magic says that the target knows that you are probing into its mind.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. I misunderstood the
And that's
specific.
fine.
They know the person who did it.
And that makes sense, right? Because Matashtai would have like an inkling, but maybe not like a full-on understanding, right? And so like immediately following that through gritted teeth, like people are still working around this little scenario, right? Droon like reaches out and grabs Bones by the arm and kind of like pulls you down ever so slightly.
Pulls me down. Okay.
Yeah, like pulls you down to him ever so slightly.
He's bending you over.
I'm short. Cut down here.
I allow myself to be pulled over for now.
And he says very, very quietly, and in this just chewing gravel fucking tone, both like the low roughness of it and then like the physical grating in his voice as he's like literally grinding teeth, gnashing while he's trying to speak to you, right? If I hear one hide of her name on any of your lips, if I ever find out you have done anything, and there's this like brief realization, right? Like as he pauses and he realizes what he's saying and what he's doing, and some eyes do kind of like, no one stops, but some eyes do kind of like turn to, because he's speaking low, but he's so angry, right, that he can't keep his voice low enough. So even through all the like working and the banging and walking and everything like that, some of his words are being overheard, right? And he kind of like stops for a second and he kind of like pulls you over to the side, right? Or tries to.
Sure, no, I'll go with it.
Pulls you kind of like more over to the side, out of everyone's way. He says, in extremely like low but an even tone now, he says, I don't know who you are, what, but I remember. Hide your face, all you. What business do you have with Skella?
I whispered to him. The Iron Eyes took something that wasn't theirs.
He looks up at you.
I'll
Give
make
me a
sure she's
reason.
safe.
What did you say?
I said, I'll guarantee her safety.
Kind of like, you see this like look on his face and he stops and he says, why don't I just guarantee her safety right here?
Do you think it's just us?
Damn.
Roll a deception check.
Damn.
That's smooth, man.
Okay,
Okay.
it's in the D's.
Isn't the only D skill?
Oof.
It's actually not too bad. No, it's not bad for me.
He does.
He emotionally compromised.
He
Come
emotionally-
back around.
So you see concern, you see worry kind of like flash in his eyes before he kind of like tries to put up that wall, right? And he kind of like nods and he says, I don't know what sort of trouble she's gotten herself into. The Iron Eyes are excavating at the moment. I don't know exact whereabouts. Only that it's further down. Place they kept calling the Lost Level. That they'd found some breakthrough. They were gonna make a whole ton off of it.
Fair enough. You have my word.
I find out otherwise. I won't. I won't come after you. I'll go to him. And I'll find every person, you and yours, he kind of like nods to the rest of you, have ever cared about, have ever loved. I'll tell him. He, the light, tracking them down.
I don't doubt you for a second.
He already hates us.
Man, Droon is Freya angry.
Steve's mad. This is a biblically angry.
You
Yeah.
found like the one fucking touch point that is his like
Trigger.
like he's this fucking crazy like Xanathar Guild lieutenant guy who deals with death and evil on the reg, but he's got one lady that he super gives a damn about, and you pressure pointed that. You pressure pointed it and fucking deceived him in one fell swoop in order to.
How this has not erupted in just a fucking cartoon smoke, limbs flying
It's
out.
honestly
I-
shocking.
About time to head out.
It was very, very
Yeah.
close on multiple
This is-
occasions.
Probably the best, most stealthy operation we've ever had. In
Oh,
any
we
game.
ain't out yet.
So, while this whole conversation is happening, right? The ending of the pickup happens, right? And the door closes. The other guys are gone. Nathaniel kind of like comes over, just a little ways away, but he kind of says, "Hey, boss, drop's done. You need anything?" And Droon kind of like turns slowly towards him and says, "Nah, just finishing up some business." And he turns back to look at Bones. Says, after a little bit of conversing, come to find out that our help has actually got some other business to attend to. Bit of miscommunication, really, what it all seems to have turned out to be. They've actually got other matters to attend to, so they won't be staying here tonight.
Yep, well, I guess I'd better,
Wish them
Yep,
well, boys. they've got some dangerous tasks to attend to. Hopefully, they live to see their beds.
Mm-hmm. So, like, do I pull the is there a latch, like, fucking, or do it?
Nathaniel kind of like walks over, and there's it's literally just like a crossbar that you pull down and across. He kind of looks at you like you're a simpleton.
He is.
Fuck off!
Oh. And
All right, I look at him. I like, all right, see you later, boss. And I wink at him.
he glares daggers at you, like
Rolling it
murderous
down.
daggers at you. Like honestly, the looks on this man's face is and it's not, it's obvious, right? He is livid. He's distraught. He's emotionally compromised. It's possible that he might snap and tell the Minotaurs to charge at any given moment. It's possible that he fucking sends daggers for you in the middle of the night, right? Like, the way that he just, like, looks and the way he's reacting, you see so many different mixed emotions going across him right now. The only thing that you're absolutely sure of is that he is obviously in love with this Skella Iron Eye, and he is terrified that you're gonna do something, or that somebody you're involved with is gonna do something. But there's also this air underneath of, like, she's gonna get herself into some sort of trouble, regardless of whether or not you're involved, period. So there's obvious tension there without your interference. So, you guys skedaddle?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we're out. I'm like,
As soon as we're out the door, I'm like, move quickly, move
Mhm.
quickly away.
quickly.
Okay, alright. Okay,
I was
so
trying to make it easier for you.
so you guys exit. The door slams behind you. You move quickly away. You begin to just go down one of the catwalks on the side. You kind of like do you have a destination in mind, or are you guys just like crossing the catwalks, just trying to get away from here?
What time-ish is it?
Time-ish is very late.
I mean, we can go back to our rooms.
It's hard
Yeah,
to
we
tell
might not
time,
wanna-
right?
We might
So-
not want to go directly back.
I was gonna say, like,
He was
I kind
pretty
of want
mad.
to look into the missing kid, because I mean, it's a kid when he's missing.
Oh
I
yeah, we
shouldn't
have.
dilly dally.
This was time sensitive.
So I would say, because you guys staked out the black tankard for several hours, right?
Yeah.
It would, after that, and after following them up here, and after all of the different conversations and the waiting, etc., it's probably past what would be midnight.
All right. Well, we should probably rest up and do some digging into the kid tomorrow then.
Let's like take a really obtuse, detour route back to the hotel.
That shouldn't be hard. Does anyone actually know the way around here?
I was gonna say that's actually probably not gonna be hard at all, because unless you guys just try to get down to the first level as quickly as possible, you do not know your way around, especially not on the second or third level on the catwalks.
I use Expeditious Retreat to get us back.
So,
That spell does what you think it does.
Probably
I do
not.
not think so.
I love Expeditions
That's
Retreat,
fun.
actually.
So, just describe a general concept to me. What is your plan to try to get back to the guts and the garters? Are you guys gonna try to go, like find the nearest descent and go down to the first floor? Are you going to head eastward on the catwalks and then head down once you're in a closer proximity?
Well, I mean, the last time we were walking on the base floor, we got attacked by an illithid. So, I mean, up here
We
seems
definitely
kinda-
walk together.
I mean,
I would,
that seemed
I would-
like it went pretty well for everyone, though, right?
yeah, it went fine for me, honestly. I would let somebody else lead the way, and because I'm kind of, I would kind of like be hanging towards the back of the group and just kind of like trying to see if anyone's tailing us.
Okay,
But other than that,
gotcha.
I feel like it should be Ashes, Matt, Ezra, Bones.
because I haven't had a chance to tell everyone how mad that dude was.
The dude was real mad.
He was so mad, bro.
On a 1 to 10 scale, he was like a 50.
Oh, at least.
So you guys begin heading across the catwalks, at least just trying to put distance between yourselves and the hideout, right? Eventually making your way down some of the descents and still further east. Okay. You get a little, like, it doesn't take you very long to get a little lost. You're not just like really lost because there's not that much ground to cover in Skullport compared to like a massive city or something like that. But you do get to this point to where you're kind of like, okay, I know east is that way, but I really don't know like how far we've gone or etc. etc. Okay. Bones,
Hello.
you are absolutely being followed. At first you don't notice it, right? You kind of you don't see anything. You travel for a little while, and nothing is out of the ordinary. But that's because at first your attention is on the catwalks. It is almost pure happenstance that your eye catches movements off to the south of you near a random building, and you see that little spectator kind of like following you.
I don't really know what to do about that.
Just snipe it.
You don't think that would really piss them off?
Sharpshoot that
Follow
motherfucker.
us.
Do what?
I said sharpshoot that motherfucker.
We fought spectators before, right?
Mhm.
Do I remember how hardy were they?
Or
Do I feel like I
especially.
could win?
or tell us, and we can coordinate an epic multi-person barrage of ranged attacks on it.
Epic
do have a,
multi-person
And
barrage.
crossbow.
Okay, I will definitely make the group aware of it. How far out is this, bro?
It's probably about 40 feet away from you, and you're tailing at the back of the party.
Well, as we're walking,
Sorry,
I'll be
I
like,
should clarify. I don't have dark vision.
I'll be like, so, do you guys want to do anything about it, or?
I mean, I have this wand of magic missile.
Guaranteed
Can you-
dead.
Very
Can you
unlikely that I'll
one-shot
see
it?
it.
I mean, if someone else is able to hit it, I can do a bit of damage.
Okay, is this a good idea though? The dude's already mad, but he's mad for different
Well,
reasons.
He's gonna be either mad and know where we are, or madder and not know where we are.
Okay, I need a, let's say, group performance check.
Hello,
Okay,
Bobby.
what are we performing?
Hello, my ragtime.
Performing
We're trying to make the spectator not know we know it's
performing talking about this whole thing and acting
I
like
thought
you
it was
don't.
fucking 40 feet away. How the fuck does it hear us?
Well, it doesn't have to just hear you, right? You.
Spectators can read lips, bro.
Almighty.
That's
No,
awesome.
no. It's a matter of like you guys are talking about this thing now. Is literally, so it's not going to be a scenario where literally no one looks back. Everyone keeps marching forward and just listens to Bones and is like,
I mean,
oh yeah, I
that's
can
fair,
do this
honestly.
thing. You know, like and that's what the performance is, right? It's the, oh, as we're turning, I take a quick glance and okay, I see what you're talking about, Bones. All right, well, I can maybe, you know, do this if we all come to like, oh, there's a corner over here. If we all come to the corner and then we wait for it to like, then we can, you know, right? You're having this hushed conversation and the performance is, are you being suspicious about it, basically?
Yeah, honestly, that's fair.
And it's pretty 50-50. So I just need, you know, a random d20 is the tiebreaker. 11 or up, success. 10 or lower. Okay.
Failed.
So,
Honestly,
there's,
if this is the one to fail. Like,
as you guys are kind of like having this conversation, right, and you're trying to like weigh your options, whatever it is, right, like whatever happens, it seems to be enough of a oddity or enough of a suspicion, right, that Bones, you take a quick glance back again, right, and the spectator's gone.
Yeah. All right. Well, problem solved. It's gone.
Or is it just invisible now?
Absolutely gone.
I have no way of knowing that, so it looks gone to me.
It seems as though the spectator, like, whether it caught on or whether it just got spooked, it has disappeared.
Hell yeah, we did it peacefully. God, we're such good diplomats.
Right.
Okay, so
We definitely just didn't threaten a man and the only person he cares about in the whole world.
absolutely.
Although, to be fair, I kind of did that unilaterally.
I was gonna say I don't remember
Being a
threatening
part of
anyone.
that, yeah. Yeah, sometimes. All right, so you make your way over towards the eastern side of the Horde of Shadows, winding down onto the second and then the first floor. As you do, your height come basically over to here. And you see, before you start to make your way down, you see up in
Making
the
my way
air.
down, sir.
What?
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 You see, up above you, on the top side of the cavern, right on the ceiling, the cavern ceiling, you see what resembles to be an immense obsidian spider that looms above the rest of Skullport like some great dark god. It almost kind of like glitters with a dull sheen, right? Like the light from Matashtai's drift globe kind of like just barely scatters up to it, and it kind of like just glistens. And the whole thing it's an immense dark spider made out of some glossy black material. But you can see you can see that there's some sort of hatch up on the spider's thorax. But it's 50 feet up from anything else, right? There's like no obvious way to reach it. But the ceiling around it and a lot of other stuff around it are covered in a thin coating of spider webs.
Bro, we gotta get up there.
What's up there?
Why?
Mystery.
I think we've expended pretty much all of our luck tonight.
I mean, not right now. Just like, eventually.
One day we need to make it up there.
I'm still rocking a pretty nasty headache.
Yeah, we probably don't have to go today. Oh man, what if it's only here today? What if it's a leap day spider?
You facepalm that, Jake? You facepalm that? Of all the things to facepalm.
I've been facepalming a lot tonight with the stuff being said.
Oh god.
Look, I don't know what you're talking about. I've been fucking spot on tonight.
You've been pretty epic.
Pretty in your favor. So, this isn't something that you guys have to do anything about. This is just a thing that you see as you're traveling through Skullport. You eventually wind your way down, and you find yourself back on the first floor of the Port of Shadows, or the ground floor, right? And you're a little lost, but eventually you find your way back to the Guts and Garters.
Do we want to
Is there
do
any
see if there's
spectators around?
Not that you see.
Any illithids?
Not that you see.
Anything?
I mean, do you go inside?
No, I'm not going inside yet. I'm inspecting outside to see if we're being followed, surveyed,
Not that you see.
spectated,
before we go in?
gazered, or beheld.
Ezra will use a charge from the Hasner Keta to cast Detect Magic on himself.
Okay. There's a weird air as soon as you like cast Detect Magic, like you get this kind of like skeevy shiver down your fucking spine.
It's okay, I don't have one of those.
You don't
That's
have
true.
a spine? Are you a fucking slime too? I swear to fuck.
I swear to fuck. No. And it's very odd. It's a very weird reaction. It kind of spooks you for a second, right? I don't think you've ever had a reaction like that with Detect Magic before, but after it subsides, you realize that there is just this kind of like dull, like bad taste in your mouth, like copper, right, in your mouth, type of taste, and there's this dull ache that kind of like exudes from the Detect Magic. There is a roll a history check for me.
$19.
You're not sure. You've never experienced it yourself, at least not as strongly. It's something that's a little bit more. There are magics in Waterdeep that reflect it, but are more refined, perhaps? And so they don't give off this kind of like bitter kind of counterpart to it. But by the experiences that you've had, or more what you've read, you think you're standing in a mythal right now.
Fuck's the mythal?
Is a mythal?
Say what?
The city is a mythal?
You have no evidence necessarily to corroborate that, but you get this kind of like that's the instinctual thought that you have, right? Is that this feels like what you've read as that kind of like description. And now Waterdeep itself has mythals, high magic enchantments placed upon the city, right? One of them being an enchantment established by a certain founder of Waterdeep that prevents dragons from, actually coming into the city, etc., that type of thing. But like I said, those tend to be a little bit more refined. This feels old and ruined. It's this kind of like, it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. It's this kind of like bad residual magic. Other than that, though, nope, no magic.
As we enter, I'm just gonna kind of hang by the door for a couple of minutes.
Couple of minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Like with the door opened?
No, with the door
He's
closed.
so
Okay,
brave.
door closed. Alright. You guys go inside. You do find quietude there, sitting at the counter. Still kind of like rubbing his temples.
I will in hushed tones, after the call out that there was a spectator following us, but he's now gone. I will say there's a chance it knows how to mask its presence, and we should probably linger here just to see if it is.
Okay. A few moments pass. Moments turn into a minute. 2 to 3. And it's at this point like quietude has said nothing and made no eye contact with any of you. Hasn't even looked up. And he continues not looking up. But it's at this point that he says, "Are you just going to stand in my doorway the entire night?"
Maybe.
Jeremy?
We're gonna get kicked out.
You hear him take these deep breaths, and then he reaches under the counter for something.
Oh shit, he's grabbing a shotgun.
It's reaching for the ass beater 9000.
It's a shorty.
And he pulls out a flask, and he takes
Oh.
2 long pulls from it. And then he puts his elbows back on the countertop and keeps rubbing his tongue.
All right.
Time passes. The no hide nor hair of anything magically cloaked or following.
It is very likely that the creature followed us at a distance to figure out where we are. So we may be compromised.
Oh, what else is new?
I feel like this is not a normal state in our.
Well, that's it, guys. Ezra's not comfortable. We got to go back up top.
The- I could
Jake's sick of your bullshit.
I mean, after a comment like that, I would be sick of my bullshit as well. Like, honestly.
Might behoove us to find a alley or some dark corner where I can give us protections for our rest, rather
Can't you
than
just do that like in a room?
The rooms are too small. Not all four of us will fit in one of them.
No, we'll probably fit uncomfortably.
very small.
I mean, in fairness, I think
I asked this last
technically.
week and you said no, so
Well, so the scenario is no. Realistically, you guys couldn't but let me check on the map.
If we could sleep standing up, we could.
Well, yeah. Ooh.
Like I can sleep in a 5x5's fucking square area.
into
Yeah,
your
you
fucking
can you
wall
can
and your-
curl up like a cat. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, in theory, you guys could smush yourselves into one room. It's gonna be super fucking cramped and super uncomfortable.
I feel like Isaac could sleep in a 5x5. Isn't a full-size mattress less than 5x5?
No.
Really?
Bro, you can't sleep in a bed.
What do you mean? I'm just saying.
We've all heard about your insomnia stories. You can't sleep.
You can't sleep, period.
No, I for sure can't sleep, but like I'm just trying to think of like how to.
You
figure
started
out
that
how-
conversation.
We're playing-
Zach, feel like I could sleep in a 5.
We are in a
Oh yeah,
fifth-
5x5. What do you? That's pretty big.
Okay, so widthwise, most beds are less than 5 feet. Lengthwise, they're like 5.5 feet.
All right, so perfect. Well, people will touch feet.
No, that's 6.5 feet. Sorry,
Feet touchers.
math. Divisible
All
by
right, whatever.
not
You
my
can
strong
all
suit.
fit in the same room. It's gonna be cramped and crowded
I think
and
we have
uncomfortable.
given them a location where it would make sense for us to bed down.
I would like to
So we should
steal the bed from our room to move into Ezra's room, so that our floor is just basically bed.
The beds are nailed to the floor.
Ashes is really strong
Pretty
though.
strong. So
I am.
I mean, yeah, you could absolutely pull them up. You're gonna make a lot of noise doing so. I'm just describing the scenario to you. You do what you want.
Just the mattress.
Just the mattress? Oh yeah, easy peasy. The mattress weighs like 20 pounds. It's like the thinnest thing on the face of the planet.
Whoa,
We can keep. I mean, we can keep a watch.
pretty fucking heavy.
All right.
Do you guys
Ezra.
want to set a watch? Let's set a watch. Let's do that.
Okay.
Hotel watch 2020.
So we are bedding down into a room, and
I
Right.
think
Huddling.
bedding down. Okay, so can't you see through Liamon's tiny hut? Isn't it just like a translucent dome?
I mean, it depends on how I set it.
You can make it not translucent.
I can tweak the opacity, yes.
Yeah.
I cannot control sound or smells or anything of that nature.
Yeah.
but
Okay, we're bedding down in the room then. Yeah, for sure. I'm not sleeping in a fucking garbage alley.
I can control the temperature. I think that is the extent of.
Well, that's actually a pretty decent
Crank it up.
ability, if I'm honest with you.
Hold up.
But
Absolutely.
look, if
It's
only
climate
3 of us are
controlled.
sleeping at a time, if only 3 of us are sleeping at a time, it should be fine. The other person can like sit up Indian style. I don't really care what we do. Let's just do something.
Yeah, I can control. It is opaque from the outside, any color I choose, but is transparent from the inside looking out.
I vote we sleep in the room.
Okay. That is an interesting question. Hmm. 10-foot radius immobile dome of force springs into existence around and above you and remains stationary for the duration. The spell fails if its area includes a larger creature or more than 9 creatures. Creatures and objects within the dome when you cast this can move through it freely. Creatures and objects within the dome when you cast this spell can move through it freely. All other creatures and objects are barred from passing through it. Okay.
Damn, so if it's right on top of us, doesn't matter. Oh, you detected magic.
Well,
You
so
didn't
here's the
detect-
scenario. The rooms are...
Not 10-foot radius.
Yeah, the rooms are less than a 10-foot
That's
radius.
What I was pushing, but
Yeah, so like
Ups, right?
a 10-foot radius is basically like a 20 by 20, right? The rooms are barely 10 by 10. Like,
Yeah, so, okay, cool. Then it goes over 2 rooms and the hallway. Perfect!
so...
Done.
So,
Woo! Alright! We fucking solved it! We puzzled it out!
so that basically, that's what I was trying to suss out. I was trying to suss out of if there's anything that, like, keeps it from casting, if there's not enough space for it or anything like that. But it doesn't say anything along those lines. So my understanding... here, I'm gonna put you guys where... We're just gonna, like, finagle this out, okay?
Are our rooms close to each other? Close enough for this to work?
No.
Well, that's unfortunate.
They're on, like,
Shit.
opposite ends of the fucking place. Okay, so I'm gonna say... So you guys are, like, up here in this room, right? Okay.
I can't see shit. by the
I
way.
see nothing. Yeah, absolutely nothing.
You guys are on the wrong thing, sorry. Oop.
Alright.
Take some time to acclimate yourselves. So... Wherever Ezrah is... It's a 10 by 10. Okay. So... It's gonna be...
so I would acclimate myself to figure out, because I would know the spell.
Sure, yeah.
I can't see the grid lines. It's very hard for me to do this.
I mean, we would absolutely mangle this other room, regardless of where I am. This
So
is
you
a
got-
terrible.
You got something like...
I think
That
that's
was-
kind of right.
That's about right. So you got something like that. So you're definitely... If you do it, like, where you're doing it... Oh, moving shit. What are you doing?
Entirely
My
blocked.
circle, fucker!
Get out
We
of here.
can't see. It's all black. We can't see shit. What you're doing is meaningless.
What do you mean?
Wait, something's happening?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can see the circle outside the door, right?
Or you can control your token and go
I'm
out.
still on the rafters. I'm still in Blighttown.
No, you're not.
You lie.
Look around.
Scroll out. You
Scroll.
do have 2 sets of tokens on the board.
Yeah.
And we can see both tokens. They're just not looking at the one on the right
Oh,
side.
there. Oh, I don't have the one. I don't have the ones from down below. Wait.
Left side, top left.
Oh, I haven't deleted those. Gotcha. My bad. Yeah,
I
those are gone.
zoomed out and found what you were doing, so I was
sorry.
good at it.
There's another group over here.
Got it.
All right. So regardless, like this is the only thing is if you do this, right, you're absolutely gonna clip through walls and you're gonna create this bubble that is partially outside of this room, outside the building. That is just this like no entry zone.
We could just set a watch.
Which is fine. Which is absolutely
this is
fine.
uncomfortable.
I'm just letting you know. And yeah, you're all like basically right on top of each other.
You smell
I'll
right.
leave.
Which
What's
is
the other
fine.
room I paid for?
Which is fine.
Matt paid for. What's the other room? I didn't pay for a room, but somebody else did.
It's down here to the southeast. What's this one?
The one that's literally a broom closet.
It's just as big as the other one is.
This place sucks. We need to find a better hotel.
In Skullport.
Oh, fuck.
Well, you think Skullporties don't have a better hotel? I bet you anything they got a better hotel somewhere.
You realize they are owned by the Xanathar's Guild, and only the
So?
elite members have access, right?
So how would you guys...
We're elite members of Nihilor Strike.
How would you guys
Force.
like to bed down for the evening?
I think it is a terrible idea to split the party. But
We bed down in the hallway under the dome. Right here on this landing. This landing's big enough to accommodate all of us in the dome. We will not be able to stay here another night after this. just
Okay,
so everyone is aware.
mechanically, will we be unable to sleep like this?
No, if you guys... so mechanically, if you guys all try to crash in this room, you're not going to be able to... You're not going to be unable to sleep. Mechanically, though, there is a chance... you're all gonna have to
Get
make
busted by
Constitution
the
saving
fire
throws.
marshal?
No, you're all gonna have to make Constitution saving throws to try to avoid exhaustion.
Oh, I don't want to do that. I'll just
Because
sleep in
it's
the other
not
room and
it's
fucking-
not comfortable, conducive sleep, right? Being crammed in like this for 8 hours is not. That's not like conducive to actually being able to rest, and that's the point of taking a long rest, is to try to not be cramped and exhausted like fuck.
and we all, cat is gassy as fuck, so you know.
So mechanically, if you guys try to do something like this,
I do
right,
have
or
a
if you
bad
try
diet.
to sleep in bad environments, right, you'll have to make a Constitution saving throw, in order to avoid exhaustion. Also, from a mechanical standpoint, if you do something like this with the dome in a known, like in a lived-in space, right? The mechanical side effect there is people might find out the fucking dome, like, which may or may not be a problem for you, and that, either way is perfectly fine, right? But that is a mechanical possibility.
Well, they already know we're here. Not a. I don't know.
Words.
Words. Like 7.
I mean, if we want to risk splitting the party for the night, that's fine.
You guys could all try to cramp in here. You could split the party. You could try to find a different location. You have a myriad of options.
That spectator is still out there. If we go find somewhere else, he's just gonna follow us.
Honestly, guys, I don't think so. I really threatened pretty much the love of his life, so I think it's fine. As long as she doesn't mysteriously turn up dead, then it's probably not fine.
It's probably not fine.
This-
Oh, also, we should really try and keep Skella alive. Just FYI.
Little do you know, she's already dead.
Yeah.
Well, we will be finding a resurrection person.
You're gonna find, like, she's gonna be dead, and they're gonna find cat hair on the body for some reason.
He's not even gonna look for cat hair. Oh, she's dead. Okay, him and all of his friends and loved ones are all dead. Like they're not gonna look for cat hair. They don't care.
I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah,
So
I
what's
should
the
go
plan?
ahead and add the quest tracker. Make sure Skella lives.
Well, I'm staying in the other room.
All
because
right, there's no fucking
I-
windows. There's one door into the room. I'm sleeping in a fucking room.
I'm not gonna be a part of this.
If they're kicking in a door, like, I'm pretty confident I'll wake up. So
Yeah, just yell real loud. That's the policy.
All right.
I'm
So,
gonna fucking pin some shit against the door so it's not like easy
who,
to
who
just
are
take
my
a walk and walk in.
bunkmates?
I'm
down
in a
this
room.
other one. I'm in the other room.
Well, I mean,
I'm in
there
another
are
room.
2 rooms.
We'll just do what we did originally. Matt and I will take one room. Ezra and Bones can take the other. And
Amenable to everyone?
I don't care.
sure.
Ezra, are you still putting up the dome? No? Okay. Fine.
I know how my spell works, Jeremy.
I know you know how the spell works. I think everyone else might not know how the spell works.
You mean
So-
the fact that we wouldn't be able to get into it because it was cast with us outside of it?
Well, he could always just cast it with you inside of it, and then you could go to your room.
Oh, then no. I have no idea. What you're talking about.
like I'm not trying to like pigeonhole you guys into like fucking each other over. Oh goodness. Okay. Cool. We'll put
Why
over
you-
here, over here. Huh?
It's already in the other place. You only had to move one person. Why did you move 2 and you moved 3 instead of 1?
Because this is the original room.
Okay, I don't. This is your justifying face. It doesn't make sense in this situation. I'm just letting you know.
Because this is the room you guys first purchased. And when Matashtai and Ashes went back downstairs
I
to
can't,
get a
like,
new
literally cannot
room,
roll my eyes.
that is the room that they got. So I put Matashtai and Ashes, the 2 people who went and got a second. Okay, now I'm just like I'm exacerbating just to fuck with Zach. Anyways, so all right, if
Move
we're
3
not
people instead of 1.
if we're not using that, then we're all good. Okay, cool. So
I still think it's a good idea to have a watch.
We can't split up a watch based on 2.
No. Well, no.
We would have
4
to have one
hours.
of us. I guess one of us could sit in the hallway. I don't really think that would go over super well, but it's doable.
Fuck it. Going to sleep. Good night. If I wake up dead, I wake up dead.
It's fine. He's just gonna kill everyone we know and love. It's fine. It's totally fine.
I don't love anybody, so neener, neener, neener.
Neener,
He's
neener, neener.
definitely burning the bar down. That's for sure.
Fair enough. All right. So, after much deliberation, consideration, and worry and concern, eventually decide to say, fuck it, we'll take our chances. You split up into your 2 separate rooms, bed down for the night. It's an awkward, less than comfortable scenario, but at least you guys aren't all cramped together. There's still only 1 bed in each room, right? So there's the sharing of like somebody gets the pillows, someone gets the mattress, one person gets a sheet, the other gets a
What are the
blanket.
walls made out of?
What are the walls made out of? Stone.
All right. Well,
You hang a hammock?
I do have this handy dandy hammock.
Fantastic. Oh my god. Okay, so Matashtai.
I do not.
Fasten above
Yeah.
a mat, like a bunk bed.
Fucking wonderful.
Uncle
Fantastic.
Top.
There we go.
Fine. Don't fall on me.
Easy peasy. There's there's an earthquake in the middle of the night, and Ashes goes woo 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 woo, poof, right on top of Matashtai. Okay, so you guys take a long rest. That's the intent, I'm assuming. You're taking a long rest. This wasn't all just for like a short rest, right?
It's not in.
Yes.
It's in hotel.
that was delightful. Congratulations.
It was definitely something.
All right.
Ooh-wee.
You take a long, much needed rest, and in theory, assuming nothing happens,
Dun, dun, dun.
we will begin our next session on the morning of Night All the 7th. So I wanna before we end the session tonight, I want to point out that session 58, 59, 48, 49, 50, and 51 all took place on Night All the 6th.
Wow.
So we do like 3.5 hour sessions. You guys almost spent an actual day gaming out an actual day.
That's sad for us.
Like,
That
a
is
lot of
true.
stuff got done though in this day. Like, honestly, holy shit.
I like the fact that we almost raised a Dwargard's blood pressure to the point where there was blood literally bursting out of his veins.
Dude nearly popped, bro.
There were a few very minor
couldn't
changes,
find that.
and then that would have just been a massive battle. Just one thing here or there, and that just would have been a huge ass fight with a bunch of thugs and 2 minotaurs and
Easy peasy.
holy shit.
Hold on.
But that
There-
mind reading, the mind reading potion at that point, I had completely forgotten that potion was even a thing.
I forgot I had it. If I'm honest with you.
And then you just pulled it out of left field, and I was just like, oh, holy shit. He's totally gonna get it now. But is he also gonna get got? Oh. It was close.
Yeah.
It was close. Very close. Alright, that
Alright,
was
so-
fun.
Switching our character sheets until next week because we don't know whether or not we got a long rest. Is that
Yeah. Don't do anything just yet.
Cool.
Just in case.
Cool.
Cool.
Jake does not sound happy by that, just in case. Alright, so we had fun. Or I had fun. I don't know about them. I had fun. We'll see you all next time for more Dungeons and Mad Mage. Bye, everybody.